Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and this week in Dragonflight we get yet another set of class changes, featuring mostly buffs to help improve some of the undervalued playstyles. This week's update brings changes which will affect how your class performs in PvE content like dungeons and raids, as well as in competitive player versus player content, full of adjustments, improvements, and an overall reduction to PvP burst. In today's video, I wanted to highlight all of the most impactful class buffs we're seeing this week in Dragonflight. But right before that, most of you guys watching these videos are still not subscribed. However, the more of you remind, the more of you do. So let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel as well as hit the bell if you're watching these videos anyway, especially if you're looking to get regular class and content updates for all the future Dragonflight builds. In no particular order, let's begin the list of class buffs, starting with the rising star, the class of Paladin. First, we have the Holy Paladin, which is gaining a bit of support when it comes to healing small groups or large raids when using their main AoE ability, Light of Dawn. Then, we have a few more buffs announced for the tank spec of Protection Paladin, which has gained a lot more popularity over the last few weeks, especially in Mythic Plus content. So far, none have been able to dethrone the ultimate juggernaut, the Protection Warrior, as it still reigns as the supreme choice for most dungeon groups. However, the Paladin has slowly been carving its place towards the high-end dungeons, and we may even see their top-end popularity trickle down as it spends more time in the spotlight. Protection Paladin's passive of Greater Judgment, which empowers the value of your next Holy Power ability, is being doubled in value, increasing the damage of your next Holy Shield slams by 40%. The Hammer of Wrath finisher ability, which is also usable during Avenging Wrath, is being bolstered by 30%. Finally, Hammer of the Righteous, the lesser popular talent choice, sharing the same node as the Blessed Hammer, is being buffed by 20% to make the skill potentially more competitive, though the ease of use nature of spinning hammers is quite difficult to trade out. The next tank class on the list is the Blood Death Knight, which has seen a simple damage increase, buffing value of all abilities by 3%. All in all, a small buff which isn't worth writing home about, but a buff is a buff regardless. Next, the class of Shaman sees more damage tuning, with the spec of Elemental gaining even more support this week. Elemental Shamans perform generally well when put against large groups of enemies, but sometimes struggle to find a footing against single targets like raid and dungeon bosses, and this update seeks to improve the overall single target output. Base abilities such as Lightning Bolt see a 10% buff, Lava Burst gains a 6% buff together with the Maelstrom spenders like Earthshock as well as Elemental Blast. The talent of Ice Fury, which empowers your Frost Shock damage, gains a fairly large increase, becoming 80% more effective, while also causing empowered Frost Shocks to generate additional Maelstrom. Finally, the basic uses of Frost Shock sees a 15% damage increase as well. And while we're on the topic of class buffs, let's also go over the future update recently announced for the class of Hunter. This update will not be arriving this week. This change is set to go live at some point in the future during the release of the patch 10.07, which is currently available for testing over on the PTR. The ranged playstyle of Hunter, Beast Mastery, and Marksmanship can take advantage of a powerful Hunter-only item in the current raid of Vault of the Incarnates, the Razageth Bow of Neltharax, Enemy of the Sky. This bow helps increase the Hunter's auto-attack speed, as long as its wielder focuses their attention on just one singular target. However, this bow has had unintentional benefits, as the attack speed was also applied to your bestial companions, primarily empowering any summoned additional beasts which can be called upon through various talents found in the Beast Mastery talent tree. The power of this bow creates a pretty big dependency on the item. Hunters without it are leagues behind hunters who have it, resulting in a big divide of overall performance. To help reduce the impact of this bow while returning some of that player power back into the hands of hunters, this bow's effect will be adjusted in the future update. The new effect increases your auto attack damage, and will be made limited to the hunter alone, excluding all bestial companions. To compensate, several hunter abilities are seeing a large damage increase. With the base hunter class tree, the talent of Death Chakram is being bolstered by 100%, while the poison effect of Serpent Sting becomes buffed by 25%. Base Beast Mastery combat abilities like Kill Command, the Barb Shot Bleed, and the talent of Stomp are all being increased by 25%, while the base filler ability of Cobra Shot is being buffed by 50% instead. Marksmanship Hunters also see some adjustments, with base abilities like Arcane Shot and the Chimera upgrade being buffed by 25%, while Multi-Shot receives a 15% damage increase. It's also worth mentioning that all of these numbers are a work in progress and subject to change, and we could potentially see even more tuning in the patch 10.07. But as it stands right now with the current numbers, this recent hunter change is likely to make him very favorable when it comes to all forms of endgame content. This week's update brings us even more PvP changes, primarily focusing on slowing down the pacing of PvP encounters, reducing the burst nature of certain playstyles to give players more ample time when responding to enemy aggression. The PvP Trinket set bonus of Gladiator's Distinction will provide an additional 40% more stamina, which helps reduce the impact of player power gains through tier set bonuses and endgame gear acquisition. Marksmanship Hunter's Killshot ability has proven to be a little bit too potent, especially when it comes to surprising their targets with big burst output. Talents supporting Killshot, like Improved Killshot and Razor Fragments, are seeing slight nerfs to lessen its overall deadliness. Instead, Hunter's damage profile is being shifted into the basic rotational abilities, with the skill of Arcane Shot receiving 15% more output. The playstyle of Brewmaster Monk has found itself surprisingly effective within PvP. The ability of Fire Breath creates a lot of pressure, especially when paired together with the PvP talent of Incendiary Breath. To relieve some of that pressure, the damage aspect of the PvP talent is being toned down a notch in this week's recent update. Besides Brewmaster, we also see new updates for the Windwalker Monk. The defensive ability of Touch of Karma will redirect even more damage back to the enemy target, which should hopefully make it a lot harder for other players to simply ignore this defensive ability, which increases Monk's overall survivability. Assassination Rogue's PvP talent of Hemotoxin is being slightly adjusted, reducing its anti-healing mechanics. The spec of Outlaw Rogue has found itself underperforming, so its main finisher of Dispatch is seeing a 15% damage increase to help compensate. Enhancement Shamans have proven to be quite deadly, especially when using the talent of Converging Storms to increase the burst within PvP. The talent's effectiveness is being reduced to help limit its spikiness, but the damage of base abilities is being buffed, with Lava Lash, Storm Strike, and Wind Strike all being improved so that Shamans can retain their PvP pressure. And finally, the spec of Fury Warrior has recently fallen out of PvP popularity, usually overshadowed by the more consistent Arms Warrior. To help increase their presence within PvP, the damage of Rampage and Execute is being bolstered, which should help increase their sustain output, burst, as well as their stopping potential. And for now, that's going to be the full list of class changes arriving this week in Dragonflight. I want to thank all of you so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. As per usual, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single live stream and video, we have a link to our Discord community channel. Probably the best place to reach out to me directly in case you want to let me know what you thought about this video, or discuss with the other members of the community what you think about the upcoming changes. Join our Discord to become part of the community. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts, and as always, I'll see all of you guys in another video.